Previously on Live to Give Fans vs. Favorites vs. Famous. Going into the next challenge, the remaining members of Shakopee and Mankato regrouped and tried to reflect on their respective tribal councils. At the challenge, all of our players were shocked to find out that in a Live to Give first, the challenge would determine the second tribe swap of the game. In a game of skill, strategy, and speed, James, Bergen, Cam, Carter, Lance, Jack, Derek, Ryan, and Serena formed the new winning tribe, and Elder, Daniel, Macy, Savannah, Elizabeth, Angie, Megan, Janaki, and Elaine formed the new losing tribe. At the new Anoka tribe, Serena's Angels celebrated their win. Ryan, Derek, Serena, Bergen, and Lance felt like they were on cloud nine when they found out they won more money for their charities during the challenge. Meanwhile, Derek felt like he was in purgatory when he realized that he was on the bottom of his tribe. Once the scramble began at Mankato, names were being thrown back and forth like a game of volleyball. At the start, Angie's name came up, but Elizabeth did not like that option. As options came off the board, it started to look like the final matchup would be between the strong duo, Macy and Savannah. At the tribal council, this dominant duo's time would come to an end. But the question was, who would stay and who would go, Macy or Savannah? When the votes were read, Savannah found out that most of her luck had ran up. Fortunately for her, she had earned the small advantage and landed a spot on the jury next to Andrea. Now that Savannah joins Andrea on the jury, how will the players left in the game avoid joining them anytime soon? And how will the players move forward in these new tribes? 17 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
It was not your fault.
No. We did what we could.
And I was told by a few people that it was between me and Savannah. She was actually my #1 alliance. And so that really hurt me a little bit, you know, because I didn't obviously want to vote for her and I would like to have kept her for the game. Honestly, where I'm sitting right now, potentially my name. But I'm not just going to sit around and wait for it to happen. I'm going to work my butt off in the challenge and talk to people and see where that leads me.
I feel like it was kind of a collective effort. I did give the information that I had been with Macy and Savannah tribe. I knew they were together from the beginning, and I think possibly a few others also knew that, so we kind of had a feeling that they were closer, so we thought it would be best to break up that duo. Like, it was more of a, we know they're a threat, that's why it happened.
I'm really fine with whoever at this point. I feel like I'm close with Megan and Elizabeth, but like I feel like we're trying to play a game of like going with the flow, and like eventually we'll make some moves, but I feel like right now, like, it's just better that if somebody wants to make a big move and it's not any of us, we're gonna go for it.
It would have slowed me down. So.
I think that the people I'm with have endurance. I think they're strong. I think they work well as a team. I think we're not intimidated by that big tribe of boys. I mean, on paper, they're gonna cream us, but I'm not worried about that because you never know with a challenge what it's gonna be, and I think we're tougher than we think.
Yeah, really whipped those corners. That was
and like
I think if we were to go to tribal again and lose this, Macy might be one of the names, but I could also see her kind of like making her way into alliances. I heard Elizabeth before, so that might come up again. Daniel, maybe. It's really just up in the air at this point. I think we're still trying to figure out like who's actually working with each other.
I mean, you could always take me out the next one if you want to get a duo out right away.
I mean, I wasn't even like thinking like that.
I don't want to vote you off. It's really tough because probably my closest ally is Macy. Unfortunately, she's outside of the favorite group. If it comes down to it, I might have to vote her off to keep myself in the game, which I'm willing to do, but not without a little bit of a fight.
Nah, I don't care. I don't care about that.
Well, I think the only reason I'm saying this is because all the talk last round. You know, everyone was like, oh, Savannah or Macy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were together, so I could see that being like, okay, break them up. Yeah.
Well,
You know, I think the best pitch I have is I'll vote for whoever you want me to vote for, and just kind of play it like that. Like, hey, I'm not in a good position, I'll stick with you. A lot of people I've seen have done that in the past, and it kind of works out sometimes, hit or miss, so I'm really just going to throw a Hail Mary. I know it. I don't have an immunity idol, of course. Otherwise, I probably would have done it. Unknowingly.
You know how Ellie feels from last time. Kato, come on in. First Carter.
I don't know why I have it.
Every time.
There you go.
And you need back up for grabs. This next challenge of the game is called Need to Seed. In this challenge, you and your tribe will need to catch up to the other tribe on the other side of the course and grab the flag from their hanging base. The first tribe to grab the other tribe's flag will win immunity.
Who wants to be in the Me and you?
Well, no, I'm carrying a sandbag too. So it's carry a sandbag.
So you're gonna have two people on one side of the bar and the middle person on the opposite side.
So you like start out like
sprint. I could do whatever y'all need.
So two
No,
people
we're good here.
on one side, the middle person on the opposite side.
Ready? Go. 3, 2, 1, go!
Do it, where is it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now just Purple's now got 4. Right there. 5 more seconds, got it. Come on, Jack, read! Read, Jack, read!
touch it. Oh, I touched. Oh.
I touched it. Okay. Anuka, with immunity.
Way to go. Nice job.
Sorry, I didn't want to
Great job.
I will see you guys again at Tribal in a little bit. An hour. No.
Megan 7, 6, and 4.
Oh, yeah, Megan's selling.
17. That would be 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Feel like Michael Jordan out here. 6 in a row. So hopefully we make it 7. I think if we make it 7, I hit the merge, no tribal. That would be killer. Anybody else safe on that tribe or just this over?
I knew that I was kind of a fish out of water on this tribe specifically.
especially considering Jack's presence on the tribe, considering I voted him out first tribal.
What about Jack? Anyone sliding into his DMs?
No, I'm just having a hot girl summer.
I don't want to lose my insurance policy this early in the game, so immunity is crucial at this point, and it sucks because I'm on their tribe and they're all against me, I'm assuming. Unless I'm just being paranoid, but better to be safe than sorry.
They're winners so far, and I'm a loser. So that's kind of like the dynamic that I'm struggling with a little bit. Derek, he's always playing. He's always got his mind moving, and I'm just a piece on his chessboard.
And maybe he was lying about feeling like he was in danger all this time.
Question is, do we fill in the 3 others?
Cam used it?
Or is that too many people?
Oh, so Cam and him was on the same tribe, though, right?
Yeah.
So did they get re-hit?
That would be on the gray tribe.
No.
That would be from the gray camp.
Yeah.
Unless you got some.
He was at gray. Cam was at gray. He was at this orange camp.
Each camp had an idol. Derek has been the only one that has been at this orange camp since the beginning. So we were sitting there and it was like, oh, Derek's at confessional. We can't snoop through a bag. It's there. Look at it.
I don't know what it's gonna be.
Part of the game.
He lied straight to our faces. Yo.
Put it back. No. Smells like got it.
Idol was in the front pocket. Young rookie mistake. Like, literally, for me, if I had an idol, it would be on me 24/7. Brandon would be getting a stanky 4-day in my pants idol if I needed it. Like, it would not be in my bag. Serena was the one with all the evidence. So, like, if the detectives would come and, like, scan for fingerprints, it would have Serena's fingerprints on it, and she would be the culprit. So, hopefully that doesn't, like, bite her in the butt moving forward.
Someone said Elder had the one at the...
He probably does. When I looked through Derek's bag, I feel like it was kind of like a bridging of the tribes at that point. So I feel like the group I was with, it kind of like solidified a little bit of like a trust there by me like, look out for me while I tick through this. So I mean, I think it was like a decent like play there.
Say that one has the poison. That.
Probably yet? No. Oh, who hasn't gone yet? Me, James, and Ryan, I think. I need to become a valuable ally for them. I want them to see me as a minion, if you will. And I came into this game being like, okay, if I find an idol, I'm not telling a single person, because that's how people get themselves voted off. Like, even if we don't end up even if we voting together at any given round, I'm not gonna write your name down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm
like,
down with that.
as long as we have like that side deal, for sure. Nobody knows about my hidden immunity idol. Technically, I can put my fate in my own hands right now.
Loser tribe again, lost our challenge. It was a very tough physical challenge, which was tough for our loser tribe because we're the losers because we lost a physical challenge. And so it's tough to go from winning to losing. But you know, if everything goes according to plan, I should be fine.
It was not your fault.
We did what we could. That was
You guys went, obviously, I'm not just gonna sit around and not try to work my way back in, but this tribe is basically unanimously voting for one person. They did that last time, and so kind of like, well, that's the vibe right now. No one's really in charge. No one really wants to split yet. So it's one of those things where I'll just have to hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Elder, and well, their big thing is that they think that you have a lot of like alliances on the other side, so when the merge comes, and trust me, I know. The big thing is that I'm trying.
Maybe you could pick anyone.
So, how many do they have, Elder?
We really didn't have a chance in that last challenge.
Absolutely challenged mentally, physically, emotionally. I was just excited. I'm first of all having a lot of fun. I'm not even thinking about the real world. I'm like in this game of Survivor, which is so cool.
I thought it was a good strategy. And in the end, that's why Nicole won, because she was the last duo left. Yeah. So, but it's always hard.
So they play together before? They're aiming for Macy, and then I'm the other. Macy's throwing everybody's name out. Yeah, I'm just letting it, I'm like, listen, I understand. I get what you're going through. It's okay. Yeah.
I'm obviously down. Of course, anyone but me at this point.
Do you feel like you're part of a duo or a trio or a...
I was.
Yeah. You had your duo. Yeah.
That was your trio.
Unfortunately, Macy picked Janicki, and that's not going to work for me. As much as I need Macy in the game going forward, and that's why I reached out to Macy, I can't take out Janicki. If Macy would go after someone else, not Elaine, not Janicki, not Elizabeth, problem is that Macy has relationships with Daniel, and I can't, she's never going to want to vote out Daniel.
Elaine, right? I don't know. No, Elder's gunning for you.
I mean,
I don't think he would.
He's safe this time. So he might be willing to pull off a big move.
I don't think that he would.
Really?
I don't. He gets pretty set in his ways, and
Okay.
he's pretty adamant about that. So he cannot be involved, and it would have to be a complete blindside. We would have to say, "Hey, we talked." Elder's he kind of threw a fit about the challenge, and he's very adamant about Elizabeth staying, and I wouldn't be hurt to see him go home. I'm going to do everything I can to keep Macy in the game, but at the end of the day, if my conversations with Elder, if they just don't go down the path of keeping Macy in the game, then we might try and cause some chaos.
You guys just messing around over here?
What? Yeah, we were talking about Survivor.
Yeah, talking about.
How are you feeling?
You know, I'm trying to talk to people and put some bugs in their ear.
How's it going? Getting
I mean,
takers,
there's, I don't know if there's a way to get a majority.
Just thinking, it's like, at some point you have to like, you have to think about like who else you're gonna play with, right? And what's hard for me right now is like, I haven't really played with anyone here. Like,
I'm very competitive, so of course I like to win, but it's one of those things where you have to take a step back, realize you're doing it for charity, and this has been an incredible experience so far. So I haven't quite given up, but it's not looking good for me.
Like, but I think we all feel that way because it's been moving and changing so much. Like and we'll probably move and change again tonight. You know, so it's hard to like plan end game when like I don't even like, my goal coming in was that I could play harder and I could play tougher and I could make big moves and I could shock the world, right? Because I play a really soft game, and it's harder for me this time because, you know, Janicki's a really good player. We've talked about playing together. I'd like to play with her, but I don't know that I can trust her. If I say something to the wrong person, then I'm out.
We talked about it, so I was like, okay, well, I don't want to stand alone.
We're just talking.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm pretty much normal. I'm the odd one out. I only have one person from my original tribe on this tribe. And so I've just been trying to pitch why other people may be more of a threat than I am. Go for me, even though you're like my only person from our tribe.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, I told you guys, like, I'd rather not.
We kind of tossed around a couple names, and Janicki was one of them. I'm looking for someone who people will see as a threat. She's a heck of a player, and just for someone who's got a strong social game too, and she's got a lot of friends. So
we're in a tough spot.
Yeah. What are you willing to be flexible? Are you pretty set in what you want to do?
I'm not set at all.
Really?
I mean, my thing is like, the big moves kind of need to happen at some point.
That's kind of like, we're getting to the point where if we don't make them, they're just gonna.
So, as we were just talking through it,
talked to Elizabeth, and I think that we're on good pages with Megan as well. I'm just nervous. I love Megan to death, inside and outside of the game. I'm nervous that like they're gonna think that favorites are taking over. Macy seemed like a really big target when we first got into our tribe. I like kind of looked at Macy, and she looked right over at Savannah and like gave her a heads up. So she was somebody for me that I was like, God, she's gonna take over this tribe, but I really don't know who to target at this point.
Blindside queen, that's what she called herself, I heard.
See, if I'm you guys, I'm looking at a universe or someone who's already done it, someone who's well liked, knows her way around people that have done this before, you know. I don't know,
I'm gonna do everything I can to keep Macy in the game. We might try and cause some scenes here.
But I have a feeling Daniel and I are gonna, if we make it to the merge together, I have a feeling we might end up butting heads just because he played in season 3 together and I ended up blindsiding him. And my biggest goal was reconnecting that friendship in season 3 and really just explaining why I did what I did. I'm worried just because he's got that other ally. However, if Daniel wants to advance in this game, he's gonna have these numbers and no one wants to go opposite of that. And so he kind of really doesn't have a choice.
Why are we taking out the easy ones? Like, why don't we go for something shocking and hard? But it's like I have to figure out the right person to say it to, because I don't feel enough trust with any like more than one person. I feel like there's some tight groups. Like I feel like we can't vote elder. I feel like it's a lot of people whispering and talking and I'm like the spectator, and I haven't had enough time to think. It's like you have 30 minutes, so like if I can do some numbers in my head, maybe I don't have to be a spectator. Maybe I can take control.
I'll now bring in the members of our jury. Andrea and Savannah voted out at your last tribal council. Welcome back again. You guys get to the next challenge. You lose again. Megan, how did it feel again to lose back to back?
I mean, I think I've been here all day. I mean, yeah, it did not feel good at all, and I'm really proud of this team. They worked really hard. That challenge was tough for us. We thought we were, had good stamina and that we're a strong team, but that was a hard tribe to go up against.
And elders, so what happens after that challenge and you guys get back and you have lost? What do you guys do? Does you guys stand in the circle again, kumbaya, or was it more scramble right away?
It was a circle, but it wasn't kumbaya.
What do you mean it wasn't kumbaya?
We sat there awkwardly, and then Macy said what Macy wanted to say, and then we went around and talked. But it was not kumbaya.
It was quite eminent at last tribal, Macy, that Savannah and you felt you were getting votes, and that's exactly what happened. What did you kind of do when you got back to camp?
Well, I knew I was on the chopping block, especially after that last challenge, and so my initial thing is, guys, it's fine, but at the same time, I need to scramble. I need to try and see if there's any cracks, anyone who's willing to vote for someone to make a big move.
Did you find one?
I don't think so, but only time will tell.
So my question in the first place, Elizabeth, how did Macy and Savannah end up on the bottom in the first place?
Well, I mean, we don't have green shirts right now, so I feel like people want to work with whoever can move them the farthest in the game.
And Macy can't do that?
Well, I don't necessarily think that. I think she's a good player, and I think she's very strategic.
So Janicki, we again have seen this time and time again, season after season. There's one person always on the bottom, and then we see a switch, and all it takes is 2 or 3 people or a failed split vote. Were any of those conversations, once that kind of circle branched off, were those being had at all?
Absolutely. Numbers are getting smaller, and if there's a merge coming ahead, we want to make sure that we're taking the right people to that merge.
So Elaine, so Macy's on the bottom. When's the point of the game? You guys can make easy votes, but you have to make moves and do things to win this game. There's $6,000 up for grabs.
I'm not good with math. So first off, I'm already out of the conversation. So when you start throwing numbers at me, I start counting, and when I start counting, you keep talking, and I'm behind. You know what I mean? So I'm like...
Did you hear a lot of names?
For me, and I always go back to this, no matter whether I'm playing here or over yonder, I always go back to the relationships that I built. That's my foundation for my game. That's the foundation of my core. You know what I mean? So I always go back to the relationships that I've built. And I told Macy that, like, that's nothing against her. It's just, it's a day late and a dollar short. It's for us because we're here now.
So there's no crack, nothing. That is such BS. So you come back and scramble. 7 people do nothing, I guess.
I mean, it was uncomfortable. It's not fun to come back after a loss and have someone, you know, plead for their game. That's what Macy did it with, and you know, I have a lot of respect for that. Absolutely. You know, she has to come back and she knows she's in trouble. And so she's doing what she has to do.
But we haven't even gotten to a vote yet. It's almost talked about like this tribe, like Macy's already out of this game.
Unless somebody else goes home.
All right, we're gonna get to a vote. Elder, you're up.
I feel like I've been here all day. Oh, yay.
You're too strong of a player, and when we hit that merge, I have a feeling you're gonna go very, very far.
I'll go tally the vote. If he has an immunity item and likes to play it, now would be the time to do so. I'll read the votes. First vote, Janaki. Macy. Elaine. 1 vote Janaki, 1 vote Elaine, 1 vote Macy. Macy. That's 2 votes Macy. Macy, that's 3 votes Macy, 1 vote Janaki, 1 vote Elaine. The 8th person voted off of Live to Give, fans versus favorites versus famous. Macy, you need to bring me your torch.
Thanks, guys.
Macy, Travis spoken. Maybe. All right, time for you to go. Well, that's what I would call boring and predictable. Savannah and her are gone. There's nowhere else to run. I hope to see you guys scramble. Best of luck. Get out of here. Go back to camp.
I definitely expected that vote. Tried to do a little bit of scrambling, but they seemed like they just wanted to go with the flow. And that's fine. If no one wants to make big moves, that's up to them.
Macy, if you're watching this, just know I battled hard for you. I wanted you to stay in the game.
Like any competition, especially with pageants that I went into, I always set little goals for myself. And so one of those goals was to make it a night. Another was to make it through tribal council, and I got through 4. So I'm very proud of that. And it's such an incredible event, and you get to bring people from all over to raise money for their given charity. So I was just so grateful to even have the opportunity to be a part of this event. It's a memory I will take with me for the rest of my life.